of an inch of ice range. And so that could be a huge issue for those towns moving forward. If I lived in those areas, I would probably just expect to be without power for a couple of days, and I would really be ready to. 300 feet of a power line weighs 280 pounds. I think I heard earlier Michael Estime said 280 pounds is how much a grown female gorilla weighs. So that, I think, is a pretty interesting but also great visual as to how much extra weight can be on a power line, or a tree limb for that matter. And so that's why all of that comes crashing down, simply with the weight of that ice. And then in some spots, we'll be piling snow and then very gusty winds into the equation as well. Look at that swath of widespread power outages from Wichita through Paducah and up to Louisville. This is big. I mean, we don't typically show a power outage map quite like this. A lot of times we'll show counties, but this one includes entire states, and so that's a big deal. And one of the spots where we expect a lot of freezing rain to show up is Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and this is how it all happens. 18,000 feet, that's the cloud base. There's the surface. So when the snowflake falls out of the cloud base, it's snow. It stays as all snow there through 10,000 feet, but it runs into this warm layer and it melts into a raindrop and then freezes on the surface because the surface is at or below freezing. And so that's how freezing rain works, and we're going to be seeing a lot of that. So that warm nose or warm tongue really going to be doing a number on those snowflakes, and that's why freezing rain will be so prevalent in some of these areas further south. Hey, the U.S. facing two significant weather forces this weekend. It's a snowstorm that will blanket the country from the west coast to the mid-Atlantic through Monday. Meanwhile, the southern edge of the storm will see severe storms, and they're threatening the south yet again. We'll dive more into that later this hour, but these are expected to erupt in the same area as last weekend's tornado outbreak. Meteorologists Jay Madar and Michael Estime and Rick Rakemuth discussed if there is one that could be more impactful than the other, the snow or the severe weather. Here's what they think.
The severe storms in the south, is there one that could be more impactful than the other? I mean, that's kind of a hard question to really figure out. I think for those who are in it, it's going to be impactful no matter what.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would say that if you are in one of those zones that we're expecting to see the ice, I think that's going to be most challenging. Rick, as you know, parts of Kentucky, right along what's called, the Bluegrass Parkway, is an area that's susceptible for seeing some icing. Looking at Louisville's forecast here, and for me, I would say, I can handle the snow, I can handle the rain.